What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're getting into the Prime 1 Studios Evangelion Eva 1 diorama. This is a really incredible piece. I thought I actually had missed this piece, but it became available again on the website, so I went ahead and got it. This is the regular version. It's not the EX, but being that I thought I missed this piece entirely, I'm pretty okay with that. Let's get into these boxes and let's see what Prime 1 Studio has for this Evangelion piece. I'm excited. Let's see what's going on. All right guys, so let's talk about the box art. It's actually really convenient that this statue comes in two boxes because essentially they're the exact same box. So on one side we have this giant portrait of the Eva 1 here. I love the close-up HD artwork on the box. It's not pixelated at all. You know this is a licensed piece from Prime 1 with the quality that they always have. The back side of this box is actually the front of this box where you see more of the full waist up bust of the Eva 1 holding the rifle. It's got the Nerve logo here, some Japanese writing, pretty much again the same artwork on the back, and the top has just the Nerve logo going on there too. So what we're gonna go ahead and start with this box of unboxing, because I believe this one has the base in it, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, that's box number 1, the base and most of the parts. Let's get into box number 2. All right guys, we finally got everything out of both of these boxes. There is so many parts here. This thing has a lot of change out parts, so I can't wait to see all the different configurations it's actually gonna do. So let's go ahead and look at the instructions that Prime 1 has given us, because we all know with Prime 1 pieces, the instructions are particularly important. So we're gonna go ahead and start assembling this thing and see what happens when we get it together. All right guys, so here are all the parts laid out. It is a lot going on. There's a lot of change out parts on this particular statue. The diorama and the base looks incredible and there's so much detail. So I can't wait to get this thing together and see how hard it actually hits. All right guys, so as usual, Prime 1 Studios always includes a instruction pamphlet or poster here. On one side, it gives us information on removing the statue, the ways to put in the battery into the head, and the different configurations in which the Eva 1 will be posed. So we're gonna go ahead and start here on the back. We're gonna work our steps number 1 through 19 until it's completed. So let's get started. All right guys, so now that we got everything out of the box, we looked at all the pieces and we finally got it assembled, let's go ahead and break it down a little bit. Let's start off with the base down here. I really love this Eva style design of mechanical looking features and locks going on the frame and the bottom of the base here. Really, really sharp, The painting looks amazing. It really does look metal. This trim of red just really sets everything off. And I love the diorama itself. As a model maker who has a lot of experience doing scale models and different weathering, this is really cool and kind of what drew me to this piece originally. So the buildings all just look really true to the anime and really true to the films. I love the cracking and the breaking and the destruction of everything. The fact that everything is still kind of standing really shows like the integrity of the buildings and how they actually would be, and they wouldn't just crumble and fall apart like they're made of nothing. I love the little mini cars and all of the signs and everything that's laid down. That really adds a whole nother layer to it and really gives you a sense of scale. The thing that really drew me to this piece originally was the sense of scale and how dynamic it truly was. The buildings, the different levels in the buildings, and all of the little debris on the diorama really show exactly how big this Eva unit is and how athletic and how fast that these things can actually move through the city. I think that that's the one thing that Evangelion always did different than the other mech animes, was it wasn't a big slow moving creature that we're used to maybe like Gundam or Godzilla or something like that. But these are tactical, athletic, and fast mechs. So we really get a sense of their ability with this piece. The whole statue, the whole Eva keys in right into the back foot. The key is particularly large and particularly solid, and it goes into this very solid and thick base. That's definitely going to be important in the engineering of this, because essentially he's floating off of one foot and one knee pivot. The other knee up here keys into this building and holds its structure really, really well. You also get a secondary cap here of the building that goes and covers the contact point, which was a fantastic idea. Probably one of my favorite parts of the entire statue. I really love how this hides the key there, and you can't tell that this key's in there. We know that it does because we can see, but the fact that they added this extra little shell did so much for the piece. I actually saw that kind of later on in the process of building and was really happy that that keyed in there and then hid that. So moving up into the Eva himself, again, just the glossiness with the matte features really shows how this thing actually looked in the rebuild films and the anime. And even the manga, it's really, really true. There are batteries that go into the head here. They're like small disc batteries that allow the eyes to illuminate. We haven't gotten those in there yet, but you can imagine what that'll actually do. Everything went in really well. Like I said, we have lots of leftover parts here, and we're going to play with other configurations, but I really love this pose in particular. So I love how weightless his arms are and all the movement going on. The Eva units are not stiff, structured, hard, blocky robots. These are tactical, and you really get a sense of the movement that they're capable of doing. Moving on up, I love the weightlessness and how dynamic it is. I can actually just fit my hand through all of this, and that shows how much openness is actually in this statue. So it went in with one leg joining the torso into the other leg. The arms, the hands, the big shoulder fins are all different, and then it has a switch out head too. You can do open mouth or closed mouth. I love the open mouth, just makes him look a little bit more ferocious. We all know his knife here that he keeps in his armor. I really love that. I'm gonna see how it looks while he's holding the gun too, but so far I really love the knife. It just really looks like he's coming out after you. So really, essentially that's it. There's a lot going on and there's a lot of details in this statue, but ultimately it's very to the point and really just kind of does everything it needs to do. It doesn't require a whole lot of elaborating and a whole lot of detail to show the story that it's actually showing. I'm really, really impressed with it. I think right off the bat, and this is kind of like a normal critique that I have of statues, is he's definitely running through the city and he's definitely causing a lot of destruction, but his feet are really, really clean. That's always something they tend to do, whereas I would really prefer dirt or some dust on the feet and up his shins to show that he's running through the city and causing the destruction. That's pretty much my only critique. The detail in the hands, the lettering on the arms, all of that, all the different gloss to matte finishes just really set it off. This is a particularly amazing piece, and I cannot wait to see this in the room and posed with everything else. I also have the bust unit that goes with this too, so we're gonna get that out of the case and put them next to each other so you guys can really see what the bust from Prime 1 Studios and the actual diorama look together. They are the same scale, so I'm excited to see what they look like next to one another. All right guys, let's go ahead and get the different change-out parts on here. Let's get our full 360 shots of all the detail going on in here and let's see every nook and cranny of this statue that I'm seeing so you guys can get the full experience. This is a really incredible piece, and I can't wait for you to see it in the perspective that I'm seeing it now. Alright guys, I wanted to go ahead and show you where the Eva 1 diorama will be living. This is currently the setup for now. As we know, everything constantly changes as stuff comes in. But he fits perfectly right on top of the top shelf of the display. So there might be a very slight edge of hang, but that's okay. It doesn't really bother me too much. But what I do like is when you come up to it and your eye level, you're looking right down the street of the city, and you're seeing it from a downward or an upward perspective. So it really gives the sense of the scale and the height of the Eva 1. But I love that when you come over here and you look, this is eye level. I'm only 5'10", so I'm looking perfectly down the street. I see all the cars, see the detail. And then I zoom back, and there he is. I decided to go with the knife pose because that's just personally one of my favorite. I love that a gigantic mech robot like this would have knives the size of, you know, a city bus. So it's a really, really awesome perspective. But yeah, and then right next to the bust here from Prime 1 as well. So I think they look really, really great together. But wanted you guys to see how it's gonna look in the room. But yeah, it looks amazing. I think it would be particularly cool to have all three going across this cabinet here, but that is gonna be a lot of real estate. I think I could pull it off with all three. You'd have to see, do some measuring, but just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on and how it looks in the room. All right guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this review. Thanks for sticking with me through all of this. This piece is absolutely incredible, and I've been waiting for this for a really long time. I actually still can't believe that this is in the collection. I'm a huge Eva fan, so this is really, really special to me. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Click the subscribe button. Click the notification bell so you can see all the new statues and all the new reviews coming out, so you can be the first on that. And also, if you got anything out of this video, give a thumbs up. That really helps get our videos out into the algorithm and get everyone else seeing what's going on. I can't wait for the next piece to show up so I can share it with you guys. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.